starting to feel like you outgrow your life, feel like it's lacking its lunch. You're not finding fulfillment out of it. You're outgrowing the environment, the situations, people. But the problem is you're so deeply embedded into this current life of yours that it's not that easy to just rip the page out and start over. You've invested your blood and sweat, tears, your time. You may feel like you're locked in because you're in a long-term relationship, or children are involved, or it's a job that pays you well. In fact, this particular life looks so perfect on the surface that you feel like you have to be the problem, because why aren't you enjoying all of this? Why aren't you grateful enough to just keep at it? Well, I'm here to tell you that that's your soul speaking to you, your higher self, your truth piercing through. And I can offer you a method to help ease out of this, to finally get back to your truth. Because if every single time you've tried to bring something of fulfillment into this life and it just manages to keep feeding you what you've already signed up for, there's a reason for that. And that is when the Matrix is baiting you. Now, here's the thing about this method. It's not no woo-woo stuff. You gotta do the work. And the way I like to move with this method is by showing you how the reality mechanics work in real time. Because I feel like we as humans want that woo-woo. We want to be able to either see the woo-woo or find somebody that looks like they're a part of the woo-woo to do the woo-woo for us, and we'll just believe whatever they tell us. Truth is, if you really want your reality to shift, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. It doesn't matter how much woo-woo somebody do, the work still is going to need to be done by you, or it's just going to feel like smoke and mirrors, literally. You're going to see the smoke, you're going to see the mirrors, but you're not going to move through any of them because you're trying to avoid doing the work. It doesn't work that way. Now, I'll be honest with you. Biggest secret of reality shifting is ripping that page out. But not all of us has that freedom to just try that method and just see what goes. Some of us are very much locked into the noise, locked into the fear. The Matrix has something on us. That bait is live and active, and it's not just some measly little worm that's being dangled over us. It looks like love, it looks like family, and it comes with an idea. But at the end of the day, if it's stressing you out, it's more likely not for you. And the thing about the universe that we live in, it loves to trick us. It loves to push that trickster energy on us. And more likely, what's going on beneath the surface is that there was an opportunity where you had a choice. The problem is that some of those choices were decoys. So with that being said, I'm here to help you shift out of that decoy. You may hear this and say, well, that's not my life. Okay, that's fine. But if you have been feeling like you've outgrown the life that you're living, nothing's wrong with trying this method. Because what I'm offering you isn't, and if I had to give an analogy to help with this, I would say it's this. Imagine being in a burning building and you're being told to jump several stories down into the safety net. What I'm offering you is help at the window where you're able to just climb on and go down. Go ahead and clear your mind right now. Go back to that moment in your life where you were just like, you know what, I'm done. Whether you were done in a relationship that wasn't giving what it was putting out, or done with that job that never paid you your worth, but yet asked so much of you and your time, and disrespected you on top of it. Even better if you have a moment where you consciously didn't even choose to be that person, but somehow word vomit came out and you spoke your truth. And all of a sudden, everything just collapsed right then and there. It was out of your control because there was a part of you that was going in and feeling the heat deeper and couldn't hold on to it anymore. And that would be one of the best moments to use as an example, because in that moment you would have been able to see the mechanics work in real time. You would have been able to see your field shift. You would have felt that cord unhook itself. You would have felt that timeline or that phase in your life just disintegrate in front of you. It could even be one of those moments where you defended yourself with somebody that was trying you. And then all of a sudden now they're singing a different tune because you spoke up for yourself. Or when you walked off of that job that was no longer serving, you didn't even give them a 4-week notice or a 3-week notice, or was it a 2-week notice? Fuck, I can't remember. Point is, the moment you did that, everything changed. The weight lifted. You start applying to other jobs. You start getting jobs that actually wanted to pay you for your worth, or that fit the bill of what you actually wanted in a job. That's the field working in real time. That's the evidence that you need to let you know that you've always had control. And the reality of the situation is this: because you're deeply embedded into this life that you're currently in that's no longer bringing you fulfillment, you may have to start small. You may have to pick the small things off the list that you're willing to unhook, so that you can see that you have the control. But not only that, by doing that, you're speaking to the universe and you're telling the universe to bring in that new reality. The new reality is that person at the window who's willing to actually carry you or bring you down so you don't have to jump. That's what you need to shift out of that reality, so that you can see that everything's okay, so that you can see that by shifting into this new reality, it's going to be for the better. It's going to bring you more alignment. Because the problem is that if you keep making these sacrifices and shouldering the burden, it's going to eventually play out in your field in other ways. It's not going to just be stress that's filling with your nervous system. It's going to turn into sickness. It's going to turn into real decay that you can physically see and sense, smell, and live. It's not just going to be a thought that keeps tugging at you. You don't want it to get to that point. Because once it gets to that point, you've already told the universe that you are officially signing up for that burden. And if that means it altering or cutting your life short, then so be it. A lot of us don't realize that's why these things keep happening, because a lot of us aren't looking at the fact that life is not just living us. We're living that life, and it's a choice that we're making. It's not a choice that we're forced to live. So if you're the type to journal, I would say to start with journaling those moments where you finally cut the cord. I'm not talking about the ones where you went back and tried a couple of times after cutting the cord, because you really didn't cut the cord. The door was there, the door was open, you didn't walk through it. You just acknowledged that the door was there. Another thing to write is, where do you overinvest your energy? Don't just say family, friends, loved ones, partners. Give actual examples. Are you the type of person to stay on the phone long so that somebody can get their stuff out, shouldering burden? Or every single time you want to do something, you have to always explain yourself to someone, make them feel good about you doing something for you? This can go on. Anywho, these are the methods that I recommend trying. If any of this resonated with you, feel free to keep watching.